Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. It's 5:30. Mary Lucy has confirmed it. This time, let's stand for a moment of prayer, please. Our kind and gracious Heavenly Father, you have granted us another beautiful day, dear God. We hope and pray as we go through this meeting here that you will do what is directed by us and through the county to do what is best for the county of Pickens. Dear God, be with all the citizens of this county, state, and nation that are dealing with this pandemic issue as we go forward. Be with the sick and afflicted, and be with the families that have lost loved ones during this time. Be with us, guide us, and direct the path you'd have us go in your heavenly sweet name. Amen. And as we're standing, let's do pledge allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. All right, amendments to the agenda. We have one amendment to the agenda. We are taking out item number 11, executive session. The paperwork for executive session did not come through. We're still, pardon? 12, I'm sorry. Number 12, executive session. The information in, pardon? Well, yeah, and 13 also. That is true. I need a move and a second to approve those changes to the agenda, please.
So moved.
Second.
Have a move and a second. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor of the number saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. All right, and if I may, I need to do another amendment to the agenda. I overlooked something here, I'm not wearing my glasses all the time. We also, if I may, make a minor change to the fact, A, we need to add B under action items to approve Mr. Greg Long to the Water and Sewer Board for that purpose. I need to move in a second to approve that addition onto that also.
So moved.
Second.
Have a move and second to approve an addition for item A and add that to B down here under, there it is. All right, moving to second. Any further discussion? None being, all that favor, know by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. And that brings us down to item number 5 under employee recognition. This is part of the meeting that Ms. Denny has been running for the last few years. And Ms. Denny, I'm going to turn the meeting over to you, please.
Well, thank you, because we have a real exciting one tonight. We have a 20-year. It is Kelly Shelton. Come on up. Standing ovation. Everybody stand. So tell us, has it changed a lot in 20 years?
Oh, yeah. It's changed a lot in 20 years.
And you've been in 911 all that
When
time?
I started at 911, we were in the basement of the courthouse, using cards and logs. And now, we're all in the 911 center.
Yeah, it's nice down there now. It's perfect. Well, this is your pen and your resolution.
Oh, thank
So,
you
yes,
so
and we need
much.
a picture with you.
Come over here, young lady.
Yeah. You want in the picture?
I'm going to take my mask off.
Yeah, I do.
I'll breathe.
It'll be fine. Sorry, in your face. I'll breathe.
You want to come
Come on,
on and let
Chris,
him get another
And her
couple?
daughter, is that your daughter? Is her daughter?
Oh,
Sure.
sure.
Come on. Yes, come on. You can,
It's my baby one.
she's a pretty one.
You open it up. There you go.
Maybe I'll get it right here. All right, okay.
Okay.
Thanks. Thank you. See you later.
Good job.
And we have one more award, and I don't think she's here. Tina Head from the Sheriff's Office has been around for 10 years. That's a big one too. So we'll get that to Tina.
brings us under the consent agenda. Lisa, do we have anything under the consent agenda?
There's none, so.
We have, and that brings us down to number 7, under the old business. We have anything under the old business?
Nothing under old business.
All right, that brings us down to item number 8, new business. That brings us down to item A, alcohol beverage license renewal. Linda, I'm gonna turn it over to you for a second.
Basically, what we have talked about doing is, because they haven't been able to be open and sell alcohol, we wanted to give a little bit of break in the renewal cost for next year. And we had a beer and wine board meeting last week, and had decided that we'd like to offer them a 25% discount in their renewal rate. As of today, we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring in the rest of the year, so if you would consider that, I think it would help. I think it would help all the businesses a lot.
Now, that's for all restaurants in Pickens County and just in Pickens County, not the
Just in
city.
Pickens County that have a beer and wine license.
All right, we need a move in a second. Can
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
So the loss, so to speak, to us in revenue would be 10,250?
Approximately 10,200.
Yes.
Is that, okay.
Faye, is that gonna be an
Can we afford
issue?
that?
I don't think it's gonna be an issue.
Okay.
And I think it'll give, it's what,
The
about
regular.
25%?
It's exactly 25%.
The regular business licenses are gonna stay the same, right?
They will, yes.
Yeah, I think it'll be okay.
I make a motion to accept.
I've got a motion. Second. I will move in a second. Any further discussion? None being, let it know by saying aye. None all approved, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Linda, thank you. You can take care of that next week. That brings us down to item B, the North Georgia Community Action Incorporated MOU. That's in regard to, we do an MOU for North Georgia Community Action. That's that building on the north side of town for the seniors and for the community that needs help with winterizing all their house. We do this contract every year to renew it, where they handle that for Pickens County. I need a move in a second to approve that, please.
Second.
Have a move and a second. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, know by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, thank you. All right, that brings us down to item C, Business Associate Contract with MSI Benefits Group. Paula, I'm going to turn that over to you, please.
Basically what this is, it's something that's required by HIPAA, and MSI Benefits Group would be the business associate. And it allows, it has to be in place before they can use our protected health information to do analysis and try to find cost-saving measures and discuss it.
Is there anything different than what it has been in the past?
We've not had to do this in the past because we were fully insured, and now we have access to more personal health information, so HIPAA requires that this be in place, and it kind of goes through what would happen in certain scenarios to make sure that there's a plan in place.
Okay. All right. Any questions? I need to move in a second to approve.
So moved.
Second.
A move in a second. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, know by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. That brings us down to item number 9 on the finance report, and at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Harvey.
Thank you. Okay, the financial report that y'all have is for the period ending June 30th, and that is 6 months of our fiscal year. So the expenditure budget should be at 50% or under. We'll start looking at the revenue. For the revenue through June 30th, the total is, that we've received is $9,424,827, and that's 31.14%. For the expenditures in the general government function, the expenditures are $1,775,480, and that's 42.58%. In the judicial functions, the expenditures are $1,592,270, and that's 41.81%. For public safety, $6,595,425, and that's 45.33%. Okay, and then we're going to go to Public Works, and those expenditures are $3,720,696, and that's 67%. If you'll look, the one that really skews those, the percentage numbers is the solid waste and landfill. And the majority of that budget was the capital expenditures, the cost of the property and the facility, and then the cost of equipment. So their operations costs are on track, so that budget should level out as the year goes on. Okay, then we go to the Health Department Senior Center and the MATS program. The expenditures are $81,974, and that's 28.57%. For Culture and Recreation, $492,274, and that is 45.74%. For Housing and Development, $295,800, and that's 35.9%. So the total general fund expenditures through the end of June is $14,553,919, and that's 48.08. So the expenditures are almost 2% under the budgeted number. For the enterprise funds, the Water Department expenditures are $1,215,485, and that's 46.93%. For the airport, $262,197, and that's 50.9%. Any questions or anything on the report?
Ms. Becky, you adjourned everything?
No, not as long as it's under budget, that's great.
Yeah.
I like it.
I did put one other item in your finance report, and I'm asking for the board to approve for us to establish new bank accounts for the 2020 SPLOST funds, and to close the 2014 SPLOST fund accounts after all those funds have been expended, so we'll have a clear cutoff. On the second page, this is just the amounts that we have in the different categories and the different accounts at present. We do have the disbursement, the revenues that we'll receive at the end of July will be for June, and that will complete the 2014 SPLOST. So after those are deposited, we will, the next SPLOST funds that we receive will be from the 2020 SPLOST, and we'll put those into the new accounts.
Like the library will probably be there for a while.
The library will go away. They won't have a new account open. They are looking at that project. I don't know if we're going to pay that out in a lump sum at the end. I think that might be better because I don't know what their construction project's going to look like and how long that's going to last. So, but that one will close. The rest of them will basically have revenues in the 2020 SPLOST, but we just need a clean cutoff between those two.
And Ms. Denny, the library funds from the previous SPLOST wound up being around, what, 1.7?
Right now it's 1.721. So it'll probably be around $1,750,000.
Yeah. And that being said, the state has went ahead and approved $2 million on top of that library fund for the coming year before they get those upgrades made. So you need a move and a second to approve these changes?
Yes, to open the new bank accounts and to close the other accounts once all the money's been expended.
So moved.
Second.
Have a move and a second. Any further discussion? None being, all that in favor, let it know by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. That has been approved.
Thank you.
That brings us down to action items. And let me move some of this stuff out of the way. Action. All right, that brings us down to item 10 under approved minutes on number A, regular meeting, June 18th, 2020. I need a move and a second to approve these minutes, please. They have been sent to you through email, and I didn't find any deletions or corrections that need to be made on these particular minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Have a move and a second. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, number saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right. Also, we have another one, a call meeting on June 23rd, 2020. Same thing. It's a very short one page. You've all had the ability to kind of look over it. I didn't even find anything to make any additions or subtractions out of that particular minutes. Need to move in a second to approve those, please.
So moved.
Second.
Moving a second. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, number saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed. Thank you. All right, that brings us down to item B. It has been come to our attention that we need to get approval for Mr. Greg Long. He has agreed to serve on the Water and Sewer Board for Pickens County. Greg is on the southeast corner of the county and is on the water system. And most of y'all know Mr. Long, Greg Long. So I need if y'all are in agreement with that, I need to move in a second to approve Mr. Greg Long for the Water and Sewer Board of Pickens County.
So moved.
Second.
Have a move in a second. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, let them know by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, thank you. Now that brings us down to rezones. We have got 3 rezones. Let's see here. It's been a while since I've done some of these. This is a rezone request for change in land use classification on parcel number 034-084-203 at Big Ridge Road in Jasper, Georgia. Grace Paget. She wanted to go from small agriculture to rural residential, approximately 6.88 acres. The decision from the staff was 5 yes and 0 no to approve. That comes from the board. What is your pleasure on this particular item?
Accept.
Have a move to accept it?
Second.
Got a second? Have a move and a second to accept it. All that's in favor, let know by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed? Thank you. That has been approved. We've also got another one. It's a rezoning case RZ 190023 by Grace Paget. Also, it's for it's request for change in land use classification on parcel number 034-084-204 at Big Ridge Road in Jasper. She is requesting to go from small agriculture to rural residential on a 6.4 acre tract located on Big Ridge Road in Talking Rock. It was voted also 5 yes, 0 no to approve by the Pickens County Planning Commission. What is y'all's move on this one?
Second.
Have a move and second to approve. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, number saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. All right, and last but not least, we've got one here, Josh Pendergraft, rezoning case number RZ 190024. It is on Camp Dobbs Road. Mr. Pendergraft is requesting a change in land use classifications from agriculture to rural residential on a 5.05 acre tract located on Camp Dobbs Road. They have also, after reviewing the application and receiving staff report to approve, the Pickens County Planning Commission voted 5 yes, 0 no to approve the request on the 5.05 acre tract containing on tax parcel 062-011-002. What is y'all's pleasure for this particular parcel?
Accept it.
Second.
Have a move and a second. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, number saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. All right, then that brings us down to guests and comments. Is there any comments from the guests? ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a great weekend. Keep your masks intact, and hopefully everybody will stay healthy for next week. Y'all have a good evening. This meeting is now adjourned.